All right, good morning, everybody. We are having a little bit of technical difficulties with our audio, so just give us a second. We'll wait for everybody else to pop in, and we'll get started here in just a couple minutes.
Okay. Thank you, Allie. Yeah, I think we'll get started here now, and everybody can see the screen, I believe. So let's get this rolling here.
Good to go.
Sorry about the difficulties. And 1 second here, let me just bring up the okay. All right. Well, give everybody a few minutes to come online here as we give about 30 more seconds here, and we'll get going. All right, let's get rolling here. So, welcome everybody back to the Broker Online Exchange market update. And also, we're going to today discuss leveraging the Box platform to gain long-term customers. And it's a Box utility data box platform, but also a platform we have in our renewal services that we have a guest on today, Tommy Richardson, is going to be going into detail on that. Again, my name is Scott Ebeling, and I'm Director of Pricing and Strategic Solutions, and with me is Allison Coldewey. She's a manager of the Pricing and Strategic Solutions desk, and we look forward to going into this stuff again this month. First of all, we're going to talk about Box a little bit, as always. I'll give a little market update. Then we're going to be going in. Allie's going to be talking about winning long-term customers utilizing Box's energy management platform. Very intuitive discussion, informative, and a way to kind of really keep customers long-term and also gain new customers as well. It's good sales prop. And Tommy's going to go into renewal services and the great things that we're building out there to really help you do your job best. I'll look for all the broker consultants on the phone and do what you do best and have Tommy's group really help you guys with renewal service, increase your renewal rates, so we all can win more and more deals. So with that, I'll let Allie take it away or talk a little bit about Box.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Scott. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Just in case you don't already work with Box or don't know who we are, Box is a master energy broker serving individual brokers nationwide, helping customers of all shapes and sizes to take control of their energy costs. Here we have our territory map, so you'll see areas where we have both natural gas and electricity options available in blue, natural gas only, our choice markets there in green, and then we have some limited availability states, mostly Midwest and out west, where really, truly, I think most of the customers in these areas are going to be large commercial, industrial, natural gas users. So limited suppliers in those markets, limited availability as far as customers go. But definitely, if you have national accounts that have locations in any of these states, it's worth a conversation. If you are operating in any of these areas, we have supplier relationships and licensing. We're ready to help. Our next slide shows several of our top energy suppliers, our top partners. So if you're in the industry, you'll recognize several names on this list, and probably even if you're just getting started, you'll see Zero, Champion, Hudson, TXU, Reliant, Constellation, all of those big names in our industry that are our partners. A lot of our executive management comes from the supplier side. They've been now utilizing those relationships on the broker side. So we've got great relationships with all of these guys. And if you're looking for more options for your customers, whether that's power or gas, looking to add some options and flesh out your portfolio, it's a great place to start. It's definitely part of our value proposition here at Box. And highlighting our strategic solutions team, which is led by Scott Ebeling and also myself and the rest of our pricing desk. We are here to make every partner a full service consultant. So we offer all of these services with a large team to support you. I think I've said this before, but one of the things I really, really love about working at Box is that we have a really deep bench. So we've got a lot of support, we've got a lot of teams, we've got a lot of staff and resources that we're happy to support you with, whether that's developing a more strategic procurement plan, whether that's bringing on some of your customers to our energy management platform, Utility Data Box. We'll talk a little bit about that later after Scott's market update. If you're looking for somebody to help you negotiate contracts, to review contracts, to make sure that your customer is getting a fair shake, we excel in that area. Looking at sustainability strategy, benchmarking, budgeting, all of those different things are things that we can help with. RFP management and execution and pricing optimization. No matter what it is your customer is looking for, if they're looking to take control of their energy spend and develop a plan and a strategy long term, we are there to support them. We are there to support you. So with that, I will bring it back to Scott so he can get us started on our market update.
Thank you, Allie. And boy, what a month we've had here. Not really. We've had quite again, market's been kind of the gas market's been in the front. It's been quite a, again, just kind of range bound as we expected and we've been talking about since March. We're expecting to continue throughout the summer. Now, the one surprise, though, is the back years. So 24, the winter, up through 24, up to the summer 24, that whole period, going well into next year, has been relatively flat. And you'll see here these price changes down 7 cents. But with that, there actually has been quite a surprising move in the 25-26 period where you actually have now started dipping below $4. The curve is basically what's called flattening out from what was a contango market where the back months are higher than the front. And so it's really flattening out, which is quite interesting considering the fundamentals that we're going to get into. And it's starting to appear that we're definitely in for 25-26 kind of in an area here. We're getting close to an area that is kind of, relatively speaking, definitely a great buying opportunity down here, and it definitely take somewhat of a slice or something out there, because we are looking at $4 gas as kind of an area that's a sustainable equilibrium at least. And so it's starting to dip down much below that, and it's going to start turning into a, we're just going to be some potential with those kind of prices, decent supply-demand imbalances. But also big surprise as well, if you look at this, is look at the wholesale prices for West Hub, ComEd, MISO. We definitely have calmed down quite a bit. We thought there was some fluff in here with the heat rates and where the index prices are coming in at. We're going to look at the index prices next, because there has definitely been a crash compared to last year. But it's starting to now come in fruition. It's starting to come in here, and the heat rates are coming to market levels that should be. So with that, we really think 25-26 here, and even 24 is actually decent buying opportunities now that some of this heat rate levels have come down lower. So with that, let's look at these power prices. This is the blue bar is last year, the green bar is this year. These are index prices on a monthly basis. And you can see here big drops in levels. In June, we're hitting actually around 26 or so right now on PJM as well. So it's even lower than this $30 area that we've been hitting. But this is really kind of weighing in the market as like, oh my gosh, this is where it can clear at. This is where, and no one's going to be holding on to power pricing that's $45, $50, which you can clear. Now, gas prices have come down. This is a big reason too. I want to put this in perspective in here. If you look at gas prices, where front month gas prices last year this time were, $7, $8, and now we're at, $2.50, $3. That's a big reason why we have this downfall as well. But yeah, this is just really showing you kind of the difference between last year and this year and the whole thing. And ERCOT, same thing. It's really having that same kind of big fall down here, and we'll see what happens in the summer with that. But big power price index crash this year. Natural gas storage, look at this black line is the one that's 2023. We're just hovering right at that 5-year max. If we hit up there and stay in these kind of areas, we're going to be getting right near 4 TCF in gas, very healthy levels going into next winter. We actually kind of expect this to somewhat continue through the summer, being kind of hovering around these levels, barring some, very, very, very warm summer that could happen, or mild summer could push us over the top. So we'll see, but we also don't predict that. It's been relatively mild so far, actually, in the East Coast and in the Midwest. I know it's been kind of warm down in Texas. I'm feeling that today. I'm actually down in Texas, so we're seeing that. Now, Freeport was never went offline last year. We do right here. So this Freeport line was down near the minimums going into about late March, early April. Now we're getting closer to where the average level would be. But again, this kind of shows again, if Freeport never went offline, we'd be at this. We'd be probably about $1.50 higher, $1.50 higher in gas right now, just because our risk for the winter issues would be showing up in there. LNG export growth. And I just want to keep going over this and show this is so important to have, and it's a good thing to show customers that would be on the fence. But if you look at this, January 24, we really start increasing this, and it's going to be about a 6.5 BCF increase from where we're at right now if you get into the end of 25. And now they're actually starting to look at these are things that are permitted basically under construction already. It's not even like a question whether it can get built or not. These are definitely getting built. This is definitely happening. We're going to have a 6.5 BCF a day increase in exports. And there's already kind of plans and talks of more coming on after this, and permits coming in. So overall, we could see easily, I think, 8 to 10 BCF of gas to increase for the next 3 or 4 years. Gas prices have come off in this period here, and that's just kind of surprising how this is flattening out. It's one of the reasons why. Electricity generation from natural gas is high to record this past winter. We showed you this chart last year in a 6-week basis, how it's higher. And just want to stipulate here, weather adjusted, it's a 4.8 BCF a day increase year to date, 2023 versus 2022. That's huge. And that's really what's kind of, and really low prices helps out with this because, it's coal to gas switching. But some of these gold plants are just maybe going out permanently. We're going to continue seeing this in the margin. We won't see a 5 BCF a day increase year to date 2024 versus today, but we are seeing this. This is taking a lot of that extra fluff. We're in the production side. We're seeing I'll show this chart here in a second, about 5 BCF a day, 5-6 BCF a day increase in production year over year. But with that, there's going to be a time near the end of the year where that production is probably going to be 1 BCF a day increase, and this will be more like 3 to 4, and we're going to start having more kind of structural issues potentially. Here's the big gas production. Yeah, you can see this compared to last year, we're 5-6 BCF a day higher, but are we peaking? That's the big question right now. We're starting to flatline. We're seeing this a little bit really on a day-to-day basis now, where we've had a much increase in the past 4 to 6 weeks. Is this kind of a peaking area because we have some warning signs coming out on here. First of all, I want to stipulate 82% of wells drilled in 2022 were basically just to replace current production. There's a big decline rate in the first year or 2 years of a well, where in the amount of production, a lot of what's going to come out of that well is going to come out then, and then it just kind of starts trickling from there. So you need to kind of, almost like a Ponzi scheme way, you need to keep bringing in wells to keep the production just steady. So there's reduced investment in drilling by almost all the major players year over year. They announced this back in their earnings reports. They're continuing on with this. The lower gas prices is not going to help out with investment. And, the easier to reach gas has been taken. It's getting harder and harder. It's more costly to drill this stuff. we're seeing a solid $3.50, just a break even, $3 to $3.50 now, the break even on it versus $2.50 to $3, maybe 2-3 years ago. And they're requiring higher return on investments. Really, just that's a factor as well because of the interest rate, but also because of the risk that has been shown in this field before. So that's why we're saying around $4 gas is where really we need steady $4 gas to for production to come in and keep steady at that point. Number of active natural gas flaring rigs is down 162 to 135 in the past 6 weeks. This is quite startling to see this, and there's usually a lag effect on this about 3 to 4 months, and that could be coming right when in the fall, or if this comes in, we can potentially have 98, 99 BCF a day of production, and that's going to maybe cause some issues, especially with a normal to below normal winter. Some other noteworthy items, there's a solar panel supply issues continue to cause some project delays and cancellations. We're seeing that in Texas, we're seeing it all over the place. There's definitely still supply chain issues there, but also on transformers. This is expected to continue further delay in new generation because you have to have transformers to bring it up to the grid, and also much needed grid infrastructure improvements. We actually have some customers that need transformers to bring down from the distribution transformers, and it's quite an issue. Hurricane season is coming up, and I always like to remind people, because people still have their eyes on Katrina in 2006, when it was a big area of gas production was the Gulf region. That is not the case anymore. If anything, this is a lot more of a demand destruction event than a supply destruction event, especially because of LNG trains coming out as well. Those can be delayed. We definitely look at this as, and also just because, electricity goes offline in the middle of summer, and that causes less generation, less gas being used. So we always look at this demand destruction event and a supply destruction event, and not everybody does, but that's the way we look at it. That's the way we advise looking at it as well. And also usually it's short term for that matter as well. It's not really necessarily based a decision buying gas for 25, 26 or power for 25, 26 on. Finally, PJM 25, 26 planning year capacity auction, that'd be the period from June 25 to May 26, now delayed to June 2024. By golly, they're really having some issues here with their auctions and figuring things out, and the approvals to make the changes. But that's what we have here. So we still will have just capacity 24, 25. Big reminder for everybody, this isn't necessarily fixed on your contract. If you pick a fixed price for PJM markets through, say, 27, 28, and you have capacity rolled up in, this is due for adjustments almost every contract, every supplier, if the price goes higher. And it's very important to understand, especially with the capacity prices being very low right now, of what they're factoring in. And most of them are probably factoring in where the current 24, 25 period is at. And with that, for instance, in ComEd, it's like $35, and that price goes up to 105, your capacity costs will triple, you'll get an adjustment. You want to make sure where that's at, have that clarified in the contract. We advise highly to have that stuff passed through right now, to be honest with you, and just work with our pricing desk for further details on how to do that. Lastly, this is really cool. Ohio price compare rates have nearly doubled for June 23 to May 24. We know a lot of, so this is recent. So we're talking like in First Energy, the commercial customers would have had like maybe a $52, $53 megawatt hour rate. Now it's near 100. AEP Ohio, same kind of thing, mid-50s. Now it's near 80. This is big because we have a lot of customers, especially they've been like, wow, this is kind of the same rate I can get just with utility. Why would I why didn't we jump? Or a lot of them went back when they had, back last year when, say up through December when, an energy rate would have been, $65, $70, and, it's, why let's go back to utility and do that? Well, now it's just reversed out. Highly recommend going visiting these customers and really doubling down on your efforts there because the rates have doubled. Strategies, be disciplined. Remember, customers who aren't taking a long position, they're covering a short position. They're just trying to get to neutral. And to manage that position is very, very important. We have many strategies to work on that. Set a strike price, be ready for market dips, and hedge something. Just take advantage of drops. Right now is a drop. Take advantage of this. If we think that prices are going to be kind of range bound here for the next couple months, but that doesn't mean we're right. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. But we do mean on that as well is that we don't think it's going to get much lower from here, and we don't think it's going to get much lower in two, 3 years. So this is about as good as you're going to get. And it's a good idea to hedge something at least. Have something there. Don't be totally blindsided. We know a lot of customers that were blindsided back in the last moving up, and they end up paying much higher prices than they're going to be paying that for the next couple of years. So if you have a plan, you be disciplined. At strike prices, you take advantage of these dips. That's how you win the game. And with that, I will pass it over to Allie, and she's going to go into our energy management platform. Take it away, Allie.
Awesome, thank you, Scott. It's a good review. We're going to talk a little bit today about how to win long-term customers utilizing Box's energy management platform. The last couple webinars, we've talked a lot about how to manage larger customers, from that first meeting to developing a strategy to what are the steps and the questions that you can ask. And we wanted to take it back, and we've talked about utility data box a little bit before on some of our webinars, I think last year, but we really wanted to highlight this service offering because we think that it just provides so much value to our broker customers and to their customers. So whenever we're talking about energy management platforms, we're talking about giving the customer the ability to identify usage trends, to help with their budgets, or you as their broker having all of these insights and basically just having a secret toolbox back here that you can use to give your customers information before they even ask for it, before there's an issue, and taking a proactive, like Scott said, be proactive, have a strategy. This is one of those tools where you can really show your customer the value of having a strategy. So 78% of commercial and industrial customers are looking for more insight into their energy usage and billing. Whenever we're talking about ESG goals and environmental sustainability and governance goals, if we're talking about getting a handle on your carbon footprint and reducing emissions, if we're looking to be more green, or if we're looking to qualify for utility or federal incentives, or looking at perhaps an efficiency project to help reduce the number of kilowatt hours even going through your meter. All of that is very, very good, viable strategies for commercial and industrial customers to really get a handle on their usage, on their cost. But the first step is to get a baseline. You can't manage what you aren't tracking. And so this energy management platform, Utility Data Box, our EMP, helps consultants like us and like you to deliver value, whether that's your first meeting with the customer or whether this customer has been one of yours for the last 5 years. It offers energy monitoring, budgeting and accounting, invoice collection and reporting, and a whole slew of other fun stuff behind there. So this platform is really good for any customer that is using 1 million kilowatt hours or close to 1 million kilowatt hours. That's about the threshold that we really start seeing some value here. But that million can be either in aggregate or it can be 1 meter. It doesn't have to be 1 million per meter. If you have somebody who has 20 or 30 Chick-fil-A's or McDonald's. They're a franchisor and they really want to see all of their data in one place. Utility Data Box is awesome for that. This makes energy data management really easy. It offers a deep level of energy analytics in very user-friendly formats. We really love the user interface, and this is a very, very smart system. The way that it works is we collect the utility account data from the customer, the same as we would for pricing, but we also get their credentials to their utility, should they have one, assuming that they have one, in a deregulated area or in a regulated area, as long as that utility has a website where the customer can go online, pull usage reports, log in, pay a bill. That's what we're looking for here, is those credentials. The system will, during onboarding, go back and grab up to 2 years worth of historical data and load it onto this platform so that you can start tracking, you can start looking at your trends immediately. This solves so many issues that come with manual reporting, with siloed data between either service providers or even just in one area. If you've got, one team looking at the accounting piece and another team looking at consumption, even internally, this can help to solve all of those issues because you're looking at your data, you have all of it in one place. We can identify efficiency project ROIs because you get a whole per kilowatt hour cost. You can run sustainability reporting through here for any required programs. It's got a lot there, and like I said, it gives you that insight to be able to be proactive with your customer. One of my biggest recommendations for utilizing this platform is once you've signed a customer to loop back to them and say, hey, I want to onboard you onto this platform. It costs you absolutely nothing. You're working with me. This is just part of my service offering. We onboard the account, and then whenever that customer rolls onto their new contract, we get their most recent bill, we audit it, and we come to them and say, hey, we come to the customer and say, hey, thank you so much for signing up with us. We reviewed your first bill and it looks like everything has changed over appropriately. So we're following up with the customer, making sure that they're aware that the change has happened and that everything's okay. And hey, by the way, just in case it's useful to you, Mr. Customer, here's your new energy budget. And this is going to be an all-in number for all of the locations that we have under contract, just in case that's useful. Being proactive and providing your customers with that insight, with that data, with those reports is really, really easy through this system, and you can increase your value as their consultant. You can really become their energy person by utilizing this platform. You'll see on here, energy management software users have reported median energy savings of 17% annually. That's a great number, and 91% of their customers stated they couldn't have achieved this without their energy management software. Like we said, you can't manage what you're not tracking, and having a good program like this, a good management platform like this is, it's key, it's critical. So our key features on Utility Data Box is that we have a full suite of easy to read analytics to optimize efficiency. We have the ability to forecast energy budgets and really slice and dice those budgets however we want to, whether you have one a fiscal year that starts in July, or you want to look at the next 3 years but only for your natural gas spend. We can, like I said, we can slice it and dice it however you want. We have customizable reports, and you can download data to PDFs, to Excel, to CSVs, no matter how you need to receive that data or you would like to provide that data to your customer, we're able to do it. We've got peak load notification running through that system to help customers reduce their energy spend and assist with demand side management strategies. The system has automated bill auditing that checks for a long list of things, whether that's a big cost variance, whether it's a billing gap, if we have gaps between bills. If we have a cost that runs away from us, then it'll flag it and alert it. If we've got some sort of tariff issue, then the system can catch things like that. Again, you can't manage what you're not tracking. And so step number 1 is to onboard the accounts to Utility Data Box and start tracking all of these pieces. We've also got sustainability reporting features running through there. So if you're looking and you're working on the efficiency side, looking to add some of those efficiency projects and services to your suite of services that you offer customers, this is a really, really great platform and can provide a lot of insights there. So we wanted to hit on utility data box, but we also want to have our celebrity guest star, Mr. Tommy Richardson here. He's our Director of Renewal Services here at Box, and he helps all of our brokers to manage their existing books. We've got a huge suite of services where we can come in and really essentially be as involved in that ongoing relationship as you guys want. So I'll let Tommy talk a little bit more about that.
Thanks, Allie. Celebrity. I don't know about celebrity. Notorious, maybe. Infamous, maybe.
Definitely.
Celebrity, probably not. But yeah, I appreciate the introduction. So, Box Renewal Services. What are we talking about exactly? So, the concept is it's a suite of value-added services of resources and tools designed to help create visibility, focus, analytics, visualization around your renewals. Extend that revenue stream of your current Box clients. One of my early sales jobs in my careers was selling advertising over the phone. And one of the stats that we used to use all the time, and I kind of carried it forward, was that businesses lose 10% of their customer base year over year through zero fault of their own. Decision makers go out of business, decision makers change, businesses go out of business, people retire, people die, zero fault of your own. So those stats may have changed over the number of years between then and now, but the concept still remains the same, right? It's like if you're not focused on these customers, they're going away, right? And so the whole concept was, how can we help our broker partners with whatever they're trying to accomplish and extend that revenue stream out as long as possible, because we don't want to be chasing the next deal for the rest of our careers, right? You're trying to build up steady revenue streams, and our goal is to help our broker partners free up their time to focus on whatever it is they're trying to accomplish, whether it's like, hey, I want to go and focus on just acquiring new business, or I want to focus on going upstream and utilize our strategic services group to get larger clients and serve those clients. Or if you're in the sunset of your career and you kind of earned that right just to ride those revenues, why not extend those things out as long as possible? And then, you've earned the right to, smell the roses a little bit, right? Spend quality time with family, friends, or doing what you love. All right. So reporting and automation tools. We've got some very powerful tools today that are constantly getting better. We've got an auto reporting capabilities that provides a monthly record of upcoming renewals, right? It starts with focus and visibility to what you've got in the pipeline and what's coming. And then, as Allie said, you can't really manage what you can't track. So we've got a renewals dashboard that's coming soon. This is kind of our little teaser for that. That's going to provide visualization and analyzation of key renewal metrics and performances. We're comparing over certain date ranges, certain geographies, certain types of business, all of those kind of tools that you can really get strategic and analytic on what you've got in the pipeline as far as renewals go in a very quick and orderly fashion. So we're really excited about that coming out. And then if you only utilize one renewal service, we highly recommend the auto renewals tool. This has worked really, really well for our partners that are more focused on acquiring new business, or like I said, focusing on these larger, more sophisticated clients that they have in their book. And the concept is pretty simple. What our system does is just auto-generate a renewal of the same supplier, same term, same margin on the deal, and then we can set up a schedule of how close to their expiration date that you want it to generate that and send it out to the customer. It's very efficient and convenient for particularly smaller business owners that, you know, are strapped for time and wearing all those hats. And it really works well with when it's combined with the other services that we offer as well. And then lastly, but certainly not least, is our renewals team. We have a dedicated team of resources that is 100% focused on your renewals for you. And when I first started at Box, my wife asked me, you know, people are asking me, what does Box do? I don't know what to tell them. She says the same thing for the last 20 years, by the way. She doesn't quite understand it. I said, well, it's simple. Just tell them that what we do at Box is we help energy brokers and consultants. That's ultimately, that's what we do. We're not a technology company. We're a service company. And we're a people company. We're a people company that leverages technology as an accelerator to the business. The technology is not the business. It's just a tool that we utilize with our partners to help them accomplish whatever it is they're trying to go. So we have a renewals team that can call on some or all of your renewals on your behalf for you. We can even create your own renewals help desk line that's dedicated to you. It's an unpublished number. It helps with tracking inbound, outbound, a number that they can call in directly to on your renewals if they're looking for help. There's an old sales adage. It says communicate with people the way that they want to be communicated with. I get tired head. I get up on my soapbox on this either or, you know, people don't want to be communicated that way anymore. They only want to do it this way. People don't talk on the phone anymore. They want it all digital. These absolutes are just myths. They're wrong, right? Different people like to be communicated different ways. And so we've got all the boxes checked in ever how your clients want to do business. And then, yeah, so lastly, reach out to us. I mean, this is what we do all day, every day, right? It's just we help our partners, right? And we are a very entrepreneurial business. We embrace that entrepreneur spirit out there. We come from the supplier side and the entrepreneurial side combined, so we get it. We know what the challenges are, and we've got the tools and resources to help. Reach out to your account manager, or feel free, shoot me an email. Let's set up and let's have a conversation about getting you set up on some of these services and additional ways that we can help. My email is tommy@brokeronlineexchange.com. Shoot me over a quick email, and we'll set up a call and have a conversation.
Thanks, Tommy. That was great. I mean, Tommy's really kind of come in here. Been here, I think now about 9 months, I believe. Time's flying by here. And he's just totally really taken over the renewals platform here. We've had rave reviews from our broker consultant customers on just automating this stuff out for them, and just, you know, making them, like Tommy said, you're ready, focus on, you know, kind of closing more deals and getting new business, or just generally just, you know, have a little more balanced life, which is great, or a mixture of both. And but it's increasing the win rate. It's making more efficient, everything more efficient. We're embracing technology here fully at Box. We are trying to make improvements in everything, making sure things are more automated, more intuitive, and a better experience for all of our customers here. And we are going to continue working on that and continue working on things like these renewals and our customer platforms, our user interfaces. We have amazing other things that are coming out. Maybe it's a topic we'll be talking about next month is kind of the things that are coming down the pipe here. And last, before we get into questions here as well, I just want to really just really highlight a couple facts here. One, 78% of C&I customers are looking for something just like Utility Data Box. Just like Utility Box. 78% are looking for this. We have this here. You can give this to your customers. They are looking for it. 8 out of 10 of your customers are looking for this. And we have it here. Because why are they looking for it? Because on average, you're saving 17% a year on their electricity costs using it. You can be the one that's delivered that joy to them, those savings. That's all of our job is to provide these kind of services to our customers. So with that, I'll go into questions here. And I believe the first question I see here is about the hurricane season and what is it going to be? Is the hurricane season this year going to be more active than usual? And again, I'm not a weatherman. I don't play one on TV. I'm not going to play one here. I wouldn't really look out 15 days in the forecast. What I have heard is, yes, the sea's warmer, kind of record high temperatures that contributes to it, but are also with a potential El Nino, which create these shears that kind of can knock them down. Could be neutral, but so yeah, it could be, it could not. I know a lot of you guys are on the call here live on coastal regions, and hopefully everything is relatively safe for all you guys this year, and it's not a very active hurricane season. Again, like I say, I think this is much more of a demand destruction event, and short term at that. It's no real long term effect, so we don't really get into it too much anymore. I mean, it's not as big of an impact on supply issues as it was, say, 15, 20 years ago. Next question is on Utility Data Box, and I'll let Ellie answer this. And it says, what are the costs?
So the costs for Utility Data Box are, this is free. It's a service that we provide to you. We have these licenses available for accounts where we think it would be useful. So contact your account manager, but it comes at no additional cost to you.
Thanks, Ellie. That's correct. Yeah, no additional cost. So there's a minimum size that we're looking at on them, and that's around $1.5 million annual usage on the account. If there's multiple accounts, it's the total in the multiple accounts might be $2.5, $3 million. Definitely talk to us. I mean, this isn't for something that's for just a mom and pop restaurant, a single mom and pop restaurant kind of thing. We do have costs here that we pay. We eat those costs. If you want to provide that, we can talk about what those costs are. It's usually around $180 a year for the account. But outside of that, there we cover the cost for anything on that $1.5 million and above per account. So, which is really where this is highly useful for. So with that, we're going to move on here and end the call. Really appreciate everybody joining. Just remember, we are here to serve you, to be there in providing the service we can to help you close deals and help you become more educated, work with you on strategy, and help you grow your business and be successful in this business. With that, I'll take it away here, and we'll talk to you guys next month. Enjoy your holidays coming up. I know we got next Monday as a holiday, and then also a long 4th of July weekend. which I know everybody's looking forward to, and everybody probably has some personal vacations maybe coming up, but we look forward to seeing you guys next month. Take care.
Thanks, everybody.